Ever worked on a project so overcomplicated that it felt like a Rube Goldberg machine? Too many steps, endless approvals, and unnecessary complexity. Let's break down real-world projects that turned into chaotic contraptions and how to avoid them. At first glance, Rube Goldberg machines are fun, whimsical, and seemingly pointless contraptions designed to complete simple tasks in the most elaborate way possible. Named after the American cartoonist Rube Goldberg, these machines use an overly complex sequence of levers, pulleys, dominoes, marbles, and other mechanisms to achieve a basic outcome, such as pouring a glass of water or turning on a light switch. While these inventions are humorous and artistic, they also serve as a striking metaphor for how many projects are managed in the real world. In project management, unnecessary complexity can lead to inefficiencies, missed deadlines, and increased costs. Just as a Rube Goldberg machine has too many moving parts, some projects are plagued by excessive steps, redundant processes, and bureaucratic slowdowns. Every additional layer of complexity increases the risk of failure, just as a poorly designed Rube Goldberg machine can collapse if one piece fails. By examining the characteristics of Rube Goldberg machines, project managers can identify inefficiencies in their workflows and implement strategies to simplify processes, eliminate waste, and improve overall effectiveness. The goal should be to create streamlined, agile, and results-driven projects rather than overly convoluted ones that struggle under their own complexity. The Rube Goldberg effect in project management. Many projects, especially large-scale and bureaucratic ones, tend to resemble Rube Goldberg machines. Overcomplicated processes, excessive approvals and checkpoints, poorly designed workflows, lack of clear ownership, redundant tasks and dependencies instead of achieving a goal in the simplest and most efficient way. These projects suffer from unnecessary steps, excessive micromanagement, and avoidable delays. Lessons from Rube Goldberg machines. While Rube Goldberg machines are intentionally designed to be inefficient, they teach several lessons that project managers can apply to avoid such pitfalls. Simplicity over complexity. Over-engineered solutions create bottlenecks. A streamlined approach with minimal steps ensures efficiency. The best project workflows remove unnecessary layers of approvals and redundant tasks. Clear objectives and direct paths. In Rube Goldberg machines, each step exists only to trigger the next. In project management, each task should have a clear purpose that contributes directly to the goal. Ask: is this step necessary, or is it just adding complexity? Minimizing dependency chains. In a Rube Goldberg machine, if one step fails, the entire system collapses. Similarly, in project management, too many interdependent tasks create risks. Build flexibility into the workflow to prevent a single failure from derailing the project. Balancing creativity and practicality. Innovation should serve efficiency, not hinder it. While creative problem-solving is essential, it should not lead to convoluted solutions. Project managers should encourage creative thinking while ensuring pragmatic execution. Avoiding bureaucratic overload. Rigid approval processes slow down progress. Trust and empowerment should replace unnecessary micromanagement. Agile methodologies help in reducing bureaucratic complexity. Applying lean and agile to avoid a Rube Goldberg project. Lean project management removes wasteful steps and streamlines operations. Agile methodologies break projects into iterative steps, ensuring flexibility. Automation and smart tools help in reducing manual, redundant work. At its core, project management is about efficiency, clarity, and delivering results, qualities that Rube Goldberg machines lack. While complexity can sometimes be necessary, it should never be an obstacle to achieving project goals. Unnecessary complexity is the enemy of productivity. A well-managed project should be simple, adaptable, and goal-oriented, not a convoluted system of unnecessary steps. Project managers should regularly assess their workflows, eliminate inefficiencies, and strive for the most direct path to success. By applying lean principles, agile methodologies, and smart automation, teams can reduce project complexity and maximize efficiency. Some projects in the real world have become infamous for their unnecessary complexity, excessive steps, and inefficient execution, much like a Rube Goldberg machine. Below are some notable examples. The healthcare.gov website launch, 2013. Why it's a Rube Goldberg project. 1. The US government's healthcare.gov rollout was meant to be a simple online health insurance marketplace but became a nightmare of bureaucracy, miscommunication, and technical failure. 2. Instead of a streamlined system, the project involved over 50 contractors, multiple redundant verification steps, and inconsistent data flows between different systems. 3. The system failed spectacularly on launch, requiring a complete overhaul. Lesson: overcomplicated tech projects with too many dependencies and poor coordination often result in failure. Berlin Brandenburg Airport, BER, 14 years of delays. 2006-2020. Why it's a Rube Goldberg project. 1. The project was supposed to open in 2011, but due to mismanagement, poor planning, and design flaws, it opened in 2020, 9 years late. 2. The fire alarm system was so overcomplicated that no one knew how to operate it, leading to further delays. 3. Different contractors worked with conflicting designs, making installations and approvals a logistical mess. Lesson: excessive complexity in planning and execution leads to unmanageable inefficiencies and delays. The New York City Subway's MetroCard Replacement (OMNY) system. Why it's a Rube Goldberg project. 1. The OMNY contactless payment system was supposed to be a simple upgrade to replace the MetroCard but turned into a drawn-out, overly expensive, and convoluted project. 2. The transition took years, requiring parallel systems to run simultaneously, adding unnecessary complexity. 3. Millions were spent on old card readers while the new system was still being rolled out, creating redundant infrastructure. Lesson: sometimes, gradual implementation adds unnecessary complexity and cost. Boeing 737 MAX software update, MCAS system failure. Why it's a Rube Goldberg project. 1. Instead of redesigning the entire aircraft, Boeing tried to modify software to compensate for a hardware issue. 2. The new MCAS software was hidden from pilots and relied on a single sensor, making the aircraft dangerously dependent on an overly complex workaround. 3. This led to 2 fatal crashes and the worldwide grounding of the 737 MAX. Lesson: quick-fix solutions that complicate core systems can introduce catastrophic risks. The UK's NHS National Programme for IT, NPFIT, -£10 billion failure. Why it's a Rube Goldberg project. 1. This healthcare IT system was supposed to create a unified electronic record system but collapsed under its own complexity. 2. The project involved too many stakeholders, changing requirements, and no clear accountability, leading to delays, budget overruns, and ultimate failure. 3. Despite spending £10 billion, the system was scrapped in 2011 without achieving its main objectives. Lesson: large-scale IT projects must focus on essential needs rather than building an overly ambitious system. Key takeaways for project managers: avoid over-engineering, keep solutions simple and direct. Reduce unnecessary steps, cut out bureaucratic bottlenecks that slow progress. Ensure compatibility. Don't build patchwork solutions that complicate workflows. Test before scaling. Identify issues early instead of fixing problems after launch. In the end, the best project is the one that delivers results with the least amount of unnecessary work. Instead of designing a Rube Goldberg machine, project managers should aim for a streamlined, high-impact approach that gets the job done effectively. Does your project resemble a Rube Goldberg machine? If so, what unnecessary complexities can you eliminate today?